Happy Wednesday, Year 3! Welcome to today's literacy lesson, and today we are going to be using our brand new Key Stage 2 English writing books, Year 3. So, before the lesson starts, hit pause on the video and make sure that you have your writing book ready for today's learning. And before we do our lesson, I've got my superstar shout-outs. So my first one is for Jessica. Hi Jessica. Jessica, look how lovely you present your whiteboard work, because that is just as important as the presentation in your books as well. Well done. I've got another one for Tyler here. Hi Tyler. Tyler, it's lovely to see such a big smile on your face and how happy you are with your learning. You must have been so proud of yourself for your work, so well done. And a big shout out to Shade and Joe. Hi Shade and Joe. Shade and Joe, we got your work ever so early the other day, and this is your reading work. You answered every single question as well. Well done for trying so hard. Okay, who is ready to warm those big brains up? So today I have a picture here, and I have a lovely, what looks like a bridge. Okay. And your task today, you will need your whiteboard and your whiteboard pen, so make sure you go and get them. Hit pause on the video if you need to get them. And you are going to write 3 question sentences about the bridge. 1, 2, 3 question sentences. Now, there's something very important about question sentences that you have to use in them, and it is punctuation. Have a think. What punctuation must I use at the end of a question sentence? I hope you've got this right. It is a question mark. Well done if you did. Okay, so, I don't want boring questions. I don't just want, why is the bridge brown? Okay, I want some good questions. Now, my first question was a little bit boring, but then I thought my other questions were very good. So, I have written, where is the bridge? Because I don't know where the bridge is, and I've used my question mark. Why does the bridge light up? Can you see that it glows? I'm really intrigued. That means interested to know. And does the bridge lift up? Oh, I've missed something on the end of that sentence. That end of that question sentence. I must remember my question mark. I will be looking out for those who use their question marks, okay? So I want 3 sentences about this picture. Off you go. I'm looking forward to seeing those questions. Now, let's look at our learning for Wednesday, the 24th of February. So big voices. Let's read our learning question together. Can I understand the importance of audience and purpose when planning a text? So we know when we plan something, that means we put a plan in place to make something, don't we? And a text is usually a story or a poem or instructions, for example. Now, audience. I'm sure you know what an audience is, Year 3. It's when lots of people look at something, okay? And then purpose. Everything has a purpose in life, doesn't it? Okay? So, big thing about purpose is why, okay? Why do we do something? When an author writes a text, so let's take Roald Dahl for example. Roald Dahl is the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When Roald Dahl had written this book, he had to plan this book, okay? And he had to think to himself, okay, why am I writing this book, okay? Who is it for? Now think, we've read a little bit of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in my class. So why do you think Roald Dahl had written this book? And who do you think he had written this book for? Okay, so when an author plans a text, they have to take these things into consideration. That means they have to think about these things. Okay, what is the purpose and who is the audience? Okay, so there are 4 different purposes to writing a text, Year 3. So say them with me. So number 1 is to inform. Now, if you inform somebody, you are telling them something, okay? You tell them some information. So usually, if you read a newspaper, you are being informed about the news. Okay, my second one is to entertain. You want the reader to enjoy what they are reading. That is usually through stories. Okay. Number 3 is to persuade. Oh, I wonder who's heard this word before. What does to persuade mean? I'll give you an example. Oh, you really need to buy this toy. This toy is the best toy in the world. Okay, so if you write to persuade, you are writing to persuade somebody to either buy something, go to somewhere. Okay, so Chester Zoo might write a leaflet to persuade you to come to their zoo. Okay, and number 4 is to instruct. So remember our George's Marvellous Medicine instructions. You are telling somebody what to do. Right, so we've covered purpose, and the purpose is why. Why does the author write that text? But then we've got the who, which is our audience, okay? Who is the author writing the text for? And we've got 4 different ones, year 3, so say them with me. We've got number 1, we have children, okay? So you, for example, are my audience right now, and you are children, okay? Number 2, we have adults. So some things are written just for adults. Number 3, we have enthusiasts. Now this is a fancy word, but if you are enthusiastic about something, that means you are really interested in it. So if you are enthusiastic about, let's say, football, okay, you might want to read a book about football. And number 4, we have a friend. So you may write a letter to a friend, okay? You are the author of that letter. Okay, year 3, I want you to do something now. I want you to put yourself in Roald Dahl's shoes, okay? You are the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, okay? And I want you to think, what was the purpose of me writing this story, this narrative? And who is my audience? Now we have read this, so have a good think, okay? Now I'm going to ask you now, Roald Dahl, what was your purpose of this book and who is your audience? Okay, and if you're a good Roald Dahl, you would probably be thinking, wow, I want to entertain the reader, and I think that my book is aimed at children. So well done if you got that correct, okay? So Roald Dahl wanted to entertain children. That was the purpose of him writing this book. Well done, year 3. We have done our learning for today. So now we are going to move on to our questions in our writing book. So hopefully you've got your books by now, but if you haven't got your pen, make sure you go and get it ready for our learning, okay? So hit pause on the video now. Okie doke, so today we are going to start our writing journey, year 3. So we don't really have to do as much reading today, but we are going to use our learning about our audience and our purpose to answer our questions today. So we are going to be completing pages 3 and page 4, okay? And it's called Planning Your Writing. Now, we know that we have to plan writing before we write anything, before we write a story or instructions, okay? And we need to think about the purpose and the audience of the text. Okay, so question number 1 asks us, these are extracts from different texts, okay? So an extract is just a small piece of writing. Read the extract and think about who the main audience for each text would be. I'm going to underline that to remind me. Draw a line to match each extract to its main audience. So you've got 3 extracts here, and then you have 3 audiences. You've got a friend, young children, and adults. Okay, but before you read these extracts, I'm just going to go through some of the vocabulary so that you understand it a little bit better. Okay, so pursued. Pursued means that you go up to somebody or you go and do something that you want. So it says, pursued by 3 courageous members of public. Okay, courageous just means very brave. And appealing means asking, okay? So police are asking for information. So what I want you to do now is hit pause on the video, have a quick read of the 3 extracts and then think, I wonder who these extracts are written for, and then you can match them to the correct audience. Okay, I hope that you're taking care with that one, year 3. You've read them carefully. Okay, question number 2. It asks us to circle the correct option from each pair of bold words. Now we know that bold words are the ones that stand out from the rest. To show the main purpose of each of these text ideas. So we've got, for example, on the first one, your missing word is either going to be persuade or it's going to be entertain. So let's read through the first one together. A play script about a mission to space would either persuade or entertain people. So I know that persuade means when I try to get somebody to do what I want them to. And I know that entertaining people means that I want to make them have fun. Okay, so I know that a play script is when you go and watch a play, okay? So it's the words that are said when you watch a play. About a mission to space. That sounds very exciting. Now I probably think it would want to entertain people. What do you think? Okay. So what I need you to do is to put a circle around the one that you think is correct. Okay. So you've got to inform and to entertain on the next one. Inform means to let people know about information. And then you've got entertain, persuade and inform again. Okay, so you've got 4 sentences to answer there. Okay, question number 3. This is the plan for a report on a class trip that will be put in the school newsletter. Okay, however, the points are in the wrong order. Number them from 1 to 5 to put them in the most sensible order. So we know the most sensible means the most appropriate, okay? We know that from our learning from last week. Okay. So this is a plan for a report on a class trip. Okay. So the class had been on a school trip and they want to tell people about it in the newsletter. Okay. They want to inform people, but it's in the wrong order. So we've got to put it in the right order, starting from number 1. Okay. And then the end will be number 5. So number 1. Do you think the conclusion would go at the beginning of the report? Now I know from when I have written in school before, the conclusion always ends. It always ends a piece of writing. So is that going to be number 1 or number 5? Have a think, okay? 1 starts the report, 5 ends it. Okay. Introduction. When you introduce something, I'm sure that happens at the beginning. And then think about the other ones. So what you did after lunch, what your favourite part of the day was, and what happened when you arrived. Now you think about the words in these sentences. If you arrive somewhere, does that mean that you get somewhere early or you're leaving somewhere late? Have a think about what part of the day that is, okay? What order your report should be written in. Our next part of our number 3 question. Circle 2 pieces of information that should go into the introduction to this report. So we know that the introduction introduces the report. Okay, so circle 2 pieces of information. Where you went on the trip, when you went on the trip, what time you got back to school, and what you had for lunch. So have a think, if you were on a school trip, okay, you are going to introduce the report. Would you talk about what time you got back to school first? No, probably not, would you? So have a think here. How would you introduce the report? What's the most sensible or appropriate way of introducing the report? Okay, so well done. You have made it through all of your questions for today's learning, and then tomorrow we will be completing page number 5, okay, which is all about persuasion and persuading people. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you then. And don't forget to ask somebody at home to email your work into the Year 3 email. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's learning. Bye bye.